Hi, Trumi. Thanks for waving. So today we're going to be reading We Love Our Dad book by the Berenstain Bears. Do you have a question, Henry? You can unmute yourself if you want. All right, we're going to go ahead.
They just popped up a question and I had to show Mom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're going to be We Love Our Dad. Let's get started. Sister, brother, and Honey Bear loved their papa. They loved him very much. After all, he was always there for them. He baited their hooks when they went fishing. He threw them fly balls when they played catch. He was their sled puller on their way to the top of Dead Bear Hill. He carried them on his shoulders when they got tired and rushed them to the doctor when they were hurt. He told them funny stories and corny jokes. He read to them at bedtime, tucked them in, and kissed them goodnight. Yes, the cubs certainly loved their Papa Bear, but sometimes they took him a bit for granted. After all, he was always there. They never even noticed some of the things he did, like working. Papa worked very hard. He worked in his shop all day making furniture. He worked fixing things up around the house. He worked doing chores like mowing the lawn, or shoveling snow, or taking out the trash. It's true that Papa enjoyed working, but he enjoyed getting credit for it sometimes too. One warm spring morning, not long after Mother's Day, the cubs were talking about what they would do for Father's Day. Mama was listening to them nearby. Let's make Papa a big family album with pictures of us doing stuff with him, said Sister. We just gave him Mama an album like that for Mother's Day, said Brother. Oh yeah, said Sister. Honey Bear was looking out the window watching Papa mowing the lawn. Papa workin', she said. What's that, Honey? Asked Mama. Papa workin', said Honey, pointing. Said Mama. Honey just had a good idea. She did, said Brother and Sister. Yes, said Mama. Your Papa works very hard. It would be a nice gift if you cubs did his jobs for him on Father's Day and let him relax. Now that they just thought about it, it was true. Papa did work all the time. He could use the rest. Way to go, Honey Bear, said Sister and Brother, giving her lots of high fives. The cubs decided to make gift certificates that Papa could cash in for jobs they would do. All that day, they followed him around, spying on him. They checked off the jobs he did on the clipboard. Carrying wood, said Sister. Carrying wood. Check, said Brother. Check, said Honey. Painting the garage, said Sister. Painting the garage. Check, said Brother. Check, said Honey. Replacing loose tree bark on the treehouse, said Sister. Replacing loose tree bark. Check, said Brother. Check, said Honey. So they're writing all these things down so they know what Papa does and they can make him little gift certificates. The cubs followed Papa the next day too. They didn't put furniture making on their list because they didn't know how to make furniture. But they did check off things like trimming the rose bushes, putting up fence rails, and cleaning out the basement. That evening, they made a gift certificate for each and every job. The gift certificates looked like this. The cubs couldn't wait for Father's Day to arrive so they could surprise him with their special gifts. So if you look really close, that's what all of their gift certificates look that they made for Papa Bear. Some of them say, clean the workshop, wash the car, plant some grass, mow the lawn, take out the trash. On Father's Day, the Cubs woke up bright and early. They waited until nearly 6 a.m. before running into Mama and Papa's room and jumping on the bed. Happy Father's Day, Papa, they yelled. Huh? What? Said Papa sleepily. Is it Father's Day? Of course it is, said the Cubs. Open your present. They gave him a big envelope. Papa thought it was a card. Why, thank you, he said. But when he opened it, the gift certificates spilled out everywhere. What's this? He said. They're gift certificates. You cash in for us to do your jobs, explained Brother. You can just relax all day. What a thoughtful gift, said Papa. It was Honey's idea, said Sister. Thank you, Honey, said Papa, giving all his thoughtful cubs a big hug. The Papa Bear seems very happy. He's really liking the idea that his cubs are going to help out doing the stuff around the house. I think I like to spend the day just watching football, said Papa. It's Father's Day, said Mama. You can do whatever you like. Wow, said Papa, settling down his easy chair in front of the TV. I could get used to this. Papa cashed in his gift certificates and the Cubs set to work. Their first job was washing the car. They got out buckets, soap, clothes, and a garden hose. They scrubbed and washed and rinsed, but the car still seemed a little dirty. Papa, they called, we're having trouble. Can you help us? Of course, he said, looking things over. You just need more elbow grease. I'll show you. So Papa and the Cubs scrubbed and washed and rinsed together. When they were done, the car was bright and clean and so shiny. You go and relax now, Papa, said the Cubs. We'll do the rest. The next job was cleaning up the wood chips in Papa's shop. The Cubs got out dustpans, brooms, and a shop vacuum and set to work. They swept and cleaned and vacuumed, but the shop still looked a little dirty. Papa, they called, we're having trouble. Can you help us? Of course, he said, looking things over. You just need to give it more oomph. I'll show you. So Papa and the Cubs swept and cleaned and vacuumed together. When they were done, the shop was spick and span. So it seems like Papa's coming to help the Cubs a lot, huh? You go and relax now, Papa, said the Cubs. We'll do the rest. Their next job was spreading grass seed on the bare spots in the lawn. The Cubs got out rakes and bags of seed. Brother raked the hard-packed earth while Sister and Honey spread the seed. But they soon got so tired. There were still a lot of bare spots left. Papa, they called, we're having trouble. Can you help us? Of course, he said, looking things over. You just need more muscle power. I'll show you. So Papa and the Cubs raked and spread the seed. When they were done, every bare spot on the lawn was covered with new seed. You guys are all doing so great. You go and relax now, Papa, said the Cubs. We'll do the rest. But Papa shook his head. Actually, he said, I'm getting bored just watching TV. It's more fun doing things with you. What shall we do next? How about a game of baseball, said Brother. Perfect, said Papa. So the whole family played ball. Brother, Sister, and Honey took turns pitching, batting, and fielding. Papa was the catcher and Mama was the ump. A wonderful Father's Day was had by all. At bedtime, the Cubs took turns jumping off their beds onto a big cushion. It isn't fair, said Brother as Papa helped him into his pajamas. There's a Mother's Day and a Father's Day. Why isn't there a Cubs Day? Papa smiled at Mama Bear. I haven't the faintest idea, he said. And now the Cubs are asking him, why don't they have a day? Papa and Mama tucked the Cubs in and turned up the light. Did you have a good Father's Day, Papa? Asked Sister. Yes, sweetie, said Papa, kissing her, brother, and Honey goodnight. It was the best Father's Day ever. The end. So how do you guys like the story? You guys can unmute and raise your hand to see who wants to talk first. Anyone want to say anything before we start our craft? All right. So today we're going to make nests. So we're going to need some construction paper, or you can use markers if you want. If you don't have yarn or string, you can use a pipe cleaner, you can use a marker. So our first step is we need a white piece of paper. And my white piece of paper. Hi, Seth. I'm happy you're here today. And you can either use, I'm using construction paper for my whole project, but if you want to use markers, you're totally able to. The next is I have a blue piece of construction paper. And this is going to be my water. So if you look at my example.
Should it be light blue or dark blue?
It depends on what color you want your water, Emily. If you want dark blue water, you can use dark blue, you can use light blue. It all depends on what you want.
Okay.
So if you look at my example, I have my blue water, it's about halfway on my white sheet. So I want to take my blue piece of paper and cut it so it's halfway on my white sheet. So what I'm going to do is just cut it in half. And you see how I made a little mark in mine? You can either go straight across or you can go down a little bit. It's all up to how you want to do it. So I'm going to lower my camera so everyone can see what I'm doing. If anyone has questions, please feel free to unmute and ask. So now I have my half of blue paper. I'm going to go ahead and get my glue, and I'm going to put glue on the back of my blue paper. We don't need a lot of glue, just a little bit. You see how I just go around like this? I'm not blopping it on because that takes a long time for it to dry. So I just put glue on, and then I'm going to glue it onto my white piece of paper on the bottom. Now I have a half of blue side and I have a half of white. Let's see where everyone's at.
What should I do now?
Do you have your blue cut?
Yeah.
Is it glued onto your white piece of paper?
No.
Okay, that's your next step. You want to glue onto your white. See how I glued it to the bottom?
On the top of the blue piece of paper, do I cut it?
Yes, you want to cut that blue piece of paper so it covers half of your white piece.
Okay.
So I see how I have half of my white piece still, and I cut my blue piece in half.
Okay.
Here's my other half of my blue piece. I cut it right in half. How's it coming, Henry and Trumi? Is it thumbs up? Awesome.
You can show her if you want.
Yeah, I would love to see. That looks awesome. Perfect. So the next step is we're going to go ahead and put this to the side to let it dry a little bit. And now we are going to get another piece of construction paper, and you can choose whatever color you want because this is going to be your handprint and this is going to be the fish. Okay, so I'm going to lower my camera so we can see. I have a pencil and I'm going to trace my hand. So I'm just going to trace my hand on a piece of construction paper. And if you want to do white, you can do white paper and color it. It's totally up to you. Now I have my hand here. And after we trace it, we want to cut it out. We want to cut our hand right out of this paper. How's everyone doing? I'm just cutting out my hand and then I'll move my camera back up so you guys can see me. Cutting your hand out takes some patience. And if you look, you see how my hand kind of has a point right here? I'm just gonna round it up so it looks like it's round. Everyone's doing such a great job. Now I have a hand.
You need help.
I'm gonna let everyone catch up. Are you all done with yours, Henry?
No, I'm not done with my hand yet.
Okay, awesome. Trumi, I love your lizard. You're doing great, Lyra. Emily, you're doing awesome. Thank you for waiting, Trumi. I love your lizard.
Good job.
So I'm going to lower my camera so everyone can see. I'm going to let Henry finish cutting out his hand. He's doing such a great job, Henry. Seth, you're doing awesome. Is that a cast on your arm, Seth?
Yes.
Ooh, I like that design. I'm sorry you have a cast, but at least it's cool looking. All right, so now I'm going to lower my camera because most of everyone's done with theirs. So now this is where you want to put your handprint on. Oh, that looks great, Henry. Awesome. So I'm going to put on some glue. Remember, a little bit of glue goes a long way. So we only need to put some on each finger. That way the fingers stick down. And this is when you can put your handprint any way. So I'm going to go ahead and put it half in the water and half out the water. See how it kind of, my thumb's towards the sky. I have my thumb towards the sky. And I have my fingers pointing down in the water. So you want to put some glue on that hand. And your thumbs towards the sun, towards the sky, and then your fingers are towards the ocean. You're doing great.
Does it have to be yellow?
No, it can be any color, Seth. This is your art and you can choose any color you like. Doing great, Emily. Lara, you're doing awesome too. Henry, you're doing awesome. Trumi, so are you. Good job. So the next step, oh, look at that, Lyra. That is so awesome. I love it. Good job, Henry. Good job, Emily. That's perfect. Good job, Henry. That looks great.
What should I do now?
So now we want to get our popsicle stick. Everyone has a popsicle stick. If you don't have a popsicle stick,
What color?
any color you want to use, because this is going to be your fishing pole. So you can use any color. So I'm going to lower my camera so everyone can see. And I'm going to take a strip of glue and I'm just going to put a small strip on one side of my popsicle stick. So you see how I put some glue. And now we want to put it on one side. So it can be on the side that your thumb's on. So you want to put it on the side that your thumb is on. So you see how my thumb's pointing this way? And I put my popsicle stick on that side. So it's going to go kind of at a diagonal. See, kind of like it makes a triangle up in the corner. So you want to make a triangle in this little corner with your popsicle stick on the thumb side. Yep, we're gonna make a little triangle up here. We're gonna glue it on and we're gonna put it on our side that our thumb, perfect, Emily, that's great. That's awesome. Let everyone get caught up. And the next step is if you have yarn or string, if you don't have it, you can use a pipe cleaner. You could even use a marker if you wanted to draw your line. So I'm going to cut a string that's about, 4 or 5 inches long. So it's and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put only a small dot of glue at the top of my popsicle stick. So you see how at the top, I put a small dot of glue, just a very small dot. And then I'm going to push my yarn or my pipe cleaner into that piece of dot. See, I just pushed it in and now it's kind of going to hang there. Now I have a piece of string and it's only glued on by a tiny little dot right here. And down here at the base of my hand, I'm going to put one more small dot. And I'm going to put the end of the yarn or string or pipe cleaner right there. And I'm just going to push it on. And what I always like to do is I like to put a small dot in the middle too. It helps it hold on a little better. So I put a small dot right in the middle of my yarn, my string. I just push it on. And once that dries, it will stay on very well. Perfect, Emily. That's great. I love it.
What should I do now?
We're gonna wait for everyone to get caught up and then we'll do the next step together, okay? I'm not sure if anyone has pom-poms but if you have a pom-pom, that's what you could do next is add what we would call a bobber. If anyone goes fishing, anyone use a bobber when they go fishing?
I do sometimes.
What color?
Any color you want. I'm gonna use yellow. And I'm just at the, a quarter way up. I'm gonna put a dot of glue, just a small dot, and I'm gonna push on my pom-pom. And just hold it there for a minute. And remember, a little bit of glue goes a long way. You're doing great, Lyra. So are you, Seth. So is Henry and Trumi and Anthony. You're doing awesome. That looks great. So now, googly eyes. So this is where if you have googly eyes, you can either draw googly eyes or you can, if you have them, you can glue them on. So I'm gonna glue them right where.
Where do I glue the pom-pom?
So I glued mine right above. Oop, my pom-pom fell right off. Whew. Hold on 1 second. I gotta hold it on there a little more, I guess. But it's about right above where you glued it to the fish's head. So right above where you glued your.
No, wait, what? With
Oh,
your, yeah.
so yeah, a little higher up. Yep.
A little
Right.
higher. So give it about an inch from its head.
An inch from study.
Yeah.
An inch from
Right
its
where it
head.
is. Where you hit it, you can put it right there.
Perfect. You just want to hold some pressure on it. And then you can apply if you have googly eyes. Oh, my bobber keeps wanting to fall off. I have to hold it on there a little longer. And then you can apply your googly eyes right to the top of your, the palm of your hand, right? How's it coming, Henry? Look at that. That's amazing. I love it. You want to add your googly eyes if you have them. If you want, you can always draw an eye on. And then I'm going to use a marker and I'm going to draw a mouth. And I'll show you exactly where I drew my mouth. And then the last step is on top, you can write something like, I love you, Daddy, or you can write Happy Father's Day. You can write hooked on Daddy, or you can write hooked on you. So on this one, I'm gonna write hooked on Daddy. I'm gonna write it right on top. Hooked on. You see, it says hooked on Daddy. That's what I chose to write on this one. Awesome. And then the final step, Emily, do you know what the final step is?
Put a name on it.
Perfect. That was right. You always want to sign your work. You always want to write your name or
Where should you put your name?
I'm gonna put my name and the ocean small down here. So I'm gonna write love Carmen. And sometimes a good thing to add on Father's Day gifts or Mother's Day gifts is the year, right? So you could always write 2021. That way, when your mom or dad are looking at their crafts, they can be like, oh, that was in 21 that they did that craft for me.
And we don't have googly eyes.
And if you don't have the googly eyes, you can totally just draw a set of eyes.
Can you do that? There you go. Nice.
I can't wait to see everyone's when they're all done. And this is our last Zoom. We're going to be going to in person next week. So I'm so excited to see all of you guys here. If you guys were able to attend. So we're going to let everyone get finished, and then everyone's finished, we can hold it up and take a picture together.
Next week, can you bring your Buzz Lightyear and your Woody?
I sure can, Lyra.
Both of them? You know what? I want you to bring all of them, even the bullseye.
Okay, I'll bring them all next week, because this
Even
week,
if
I'll be
they're-
honest, Lyra, I forgot them at home today. So next week, I'll make sure they're here for us in person, our
Bring
session,
all of
okay?
your Buzz Lightyear.
I will.
If we go in person,
Yes.
do we have to bring our materials? So,
Nope, we have all of the stuff for you,
okay.
okay? So Henry, can I see? I love it, Henry. Awesome. So who's ready for a picture? Is everyone done?
I still want to shoot.
I'm gonna hold up mine. Jess, are you done with yours?
Bye.
You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Are you gonna hold your piece of work up, Henry? All right, ready? Here we go. We can see both of you. Smile, ready?
Give it to me.
Good job, Trummy. Look, Trummy. Good job. Awesome. I got some really awesome pictures. Don't forget, tomorrow is Father's Day. So maybe you guys can make a certificate for your dad for helping him do something special tomorrow. And I want to say thank you for all coming. I've had so much fun with you guys, and I cannot wait to see you guys in person.
We're gonna eat all the ice cream.
Seth, that is awesome. I love it. Bye, guys. I'm going to start the
Thank you.
recording.
Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.